in Oregon at the Wildport KOA, which is right there. You can see some of the motorhomes. We're parked there for the night. And we're just in the most beautiful spot. The sun is going down over the ocean. Literally just feet from the ocean. I'm standing on a bridge, so it's a bit noisy. We're on the bridge that crosses one of these beautiful rivers that go into the ocean from the mountains. So this little campground, it's a KOA. It's situated in such a perfect spot. You take a little walk down, and then you're in the bay here, which is a tidal bay, so the water comes in and out. During the day you can just hike right along the bay and get out to the ocean, and there's just a massive beach with all kinds of driftwood, just one of those amazing Oregon beaches. So it's a beautiful spot, it's a fun spot. There's all kinds of wildlife here. There's a whole, on the other side of the bridge, there's a whole colony of lazy seals that are just laying in the sun and not moving. They probably, when the tide comes in, they'll get going. All kinds of fowl, waterfowl, ducks, and blue herons, and all kinds of birds just hunting here. So if you love wildlife, you love birds, you love the ocean, this is a great place to live. Coming down the Oregon coast, and we stopped in at a place called the Sea Lion Cave. It is one of North America's largest caves on the coast, and it is just spectacular. You get to go way down in there, and there's over 50 or more sea lions, and they're migrating south, but this time of year it's a great time to see them. And it's quite interesting little homeschool side trip. So if you're ever coming down the Oregon coast, check out the Sea Lion Cave. Guys, on this week's episode we have a really fun episode for you. We get to the Oregon Dunes, and we met a company there called Steve's ATV Rentals, and so we rented some ATVs and dune buggies and hit the Oregon Dunes. We had a blast, and then we found out they had 3 locations, and we challenged ourselves to get to all 3. So this week's episode is about Oregon Dunes and the fun we had there. And then on our drive south, as you know, we're heading down towards Baja. It just so happened that there were 2 more locations on the way, one in Pismo Beach, California, and one out by Palm Springs. So stay tuned, a very fun episode this week. Dune buggying in the Oregon Dunes.
We're going to be taking out 3 250s, Honda 250s quads. It's going to be so much fun.
It does revolve around the 4-wheelers, not the side-by-side, so take some mention. The 4-wheelers it does talk about in detail are the exact same ones.
Yeah. That's funny.
Around a little brown box and head down that gravel road.
2 hours to just go by like that. Rent one of these machines and head out to the dunes. It's so much fun. Hey, endless dunes out there too. I mean, 2 hours and we pretty much got to the end and back.
Yeah.
But
yeah, at first it was a bit getting used to like heading up the hills, what gears you got to be in, and picking your line. Like what he was saying. Like sometimes you start going up it and then you get stuck right there. You have to shift down and then go in reverse and go back down. But really towards the middle of it, we were having so much fun because we figured that out. And riding in sand is so much different because we've been on four-wheelers a bunch before, but man, you're just freewheeling the whole time really once you get into the more loose stuff. When I was going up, there was no trails on it, and it'd wheelie out and come down to it just because of how steep it was on the landing.
That one, especially that
Steep up.
there's a little drift from all the new powder.
I did that a few times, almost lifted off the ground.
it's a lot like powder snow. It's a little harder, but some of the dunes had a bit of an overhang. So you got to go as fast to the top, but then slow down because you can have a huge drop off if you're not careful. Good times, guys. It's fun. Good morning. We just spent a couple of beautiful days here in Oregon, down in a place called Coos Bay, or just outside of Coos Bay, in the dunes, and had a blast yesterday going out on the dunes on a couple of quads and a side-by-side, and now it's time to pack up and head south. We're working our way south all the way to Mexico, so today we're going to try to drive about 4 hours, get into Mount Shasta region of California. That's the plan. So every morning when you leave, if we're hooked up at a camp spot, which from time to time we are. Right now we're actually at a KOA, and I mean the place is, we have it pretty much to ourselves this time of year. This is the off season, but yeah, we just go to KOAs from time to time because it allows us to refill our water for the shower, for the sinks, kitchen, and all that. Allows us to empty our black and gray waste and to have a nice secure place to camp when we're in an unfamiliar place. Heavy frost last night. Gonna try to get the water tap off here, but she looks pretty frozen. Let's give her a try. At least the tap still moves. There we go. Good. Climbing up the Siskiyous, the I-5, the southernmost part of Oregon, coming into California. I get a lot of questions about the motorhome and can it handle the Jeep of these mountains. And you can see we're doing well. This mountain has been, I don't know, 8 miles or so now straight up. We're at like 4,000 feet and it keeps going. And you see transport trucks on the side, and we're passing them, and so we're moving along good. I mean, cars are whipping by; they have no weight on them, but the 6-cylinder diesel Mercedes engine is doing a good job. Pretty impressive for what it's actually towing back now. Good morning. We're here in Shasta, California, right at the base of Mount Shasta. It would be the big, beautiful mountain would be up in the distance there, but it's covered by clouds right now. But yeah, there's still snow on the ground here in California. I guess because the elevations are so high. But we're just gonna pack up everything this morning and head on down the road. As you know, we're working our way south, so down to Mexico. So we'll go about 5 or 6 hours, maybe a bit longer if we can. Try to get out towards Pismo Beach, and yeah, try. There's a whole dune buggy rental place there. The same guys that own the company we just used there in Oregon, DUNES, and they asked us to come by and maybe do a review of their site there. So we're gonna head that way, and then south of there, right near LA, or actually closer to Malibu, California, is Front Runner, and they're the people that outfitted we have their roof rack on our Jeep, and they're outfitters, and we need some gear, some pieces that we're missing for going down into Mexico. So we're gonna hopefully stop in there and pick up some stuff and maybe meet the team. That'd be cool, because Front Runner's a really neat product. Crossing Lake Shasta here. It looks like a good portion of the lake was spared those devastating fires from last season. But back up the road a ways, you can really see the damage of the fire. And they've been cutting down the trees and chipping them and doing a lot of erosion control. So, but man, that must have been a big fire. Trying to get through before rush hour. I sure like driving in the country a lot better than city driving, but I'm just going to get through here and be back in wide open spaces. Good morning. We are all packed up and heading down the road. We're heading to the coast now. You can make a lot of ground traveling through Oregon and California by going down I-5. It's nice and smooth and fast, except for the mountains. That's you'll see on the video how high some of those mountains are. But here we are, Central California, a place called Los Banos, or I-5 KOA. So this is just a perfect place to stop on your journey. It's kind of really central. So from here you can either go straight, it's about 6 hours down to San Diego. We're heading 3 hours out to the coast towards Pismo Beach area, and then down to San Diego. But yeah, this is a very, very good location. You can go that way a couple hours to the Sequoias National Park and all that stuff, Yosemite and so on. So jump in and let's head down the road. If we had time, we'd go to all three places. I'd love to go out to Yosemite right now, but I think there's a ton of snow in the mountains. So hopefully we get a chance to do that later on in the year. I-5 and we're heading straight west towards the ocean, but we're going through some absolutely gorgeous rangeland. California has so much variety. It's unbelievable. But this is just incredibly beautiful. Check it out. Weather's changing pretty fast. We go from sun to fog to rain. Looks like a big old storm blowing in right now, but it should clear up hopefully by tomorrow. What are you working on, Ma?
Laundry, but I really like these because instead of traveling between Canada and the US and then trying to switch the quarters around all the time, you just swipe your MasterCard for the dryer and the washer, and that's pretty cool.
Dandy.
Yeah. And there's an app you can download for it, and it sends you a message when your laundry's done, which is really cool.
That is a good feature.